Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Yeah, thank you. Thanks for your confirmation. Okay, fine. This is the program we have given in the last class, finding the perfect number program by using functions. Okay, so the logic is very simple. I have given an explanation also in the mail and your program also. Let me open it. So many of the students don't know about what is a perfect number. That's the reason I have given an explanation also. Because in interview's point of view, they won't give any explanation like that. But I am giving for your understanding purpose. You should understand you what is a Armstrong number. Earlier you already discussed. Okay, so based on the number of digits, it will feed 3 digits. It's a power 3, and we can add those numbers. So that is a Armstrong number. We have discussed about it. Okay. So in the meanwhile, we have some more method, some more operations. So those are nothing but a perfect number. So once again, I'm telling. So this is the mail I have forwarded to you in the last class. So write a Python function to check whether a given number is a perfect or not. So first of all, you should know what is a perfect number. So the climate is very cloudy today. Okay, so if you got any disturbance, please let me know. My Wi-Fi is also not working. I'm connecting from mobile itself. Okay, so if you have any problem, please let me know. Okay, so thank you. And a perfect number is a positive number that is equal to the sum of its proper positive divisors. That is the sum of its positive divisors excluding the number itself. That means you should understand very carefully, guys. Here, for example, if I'm giving number 6, I already given an explanation here. So what are the factors? That means what are the divisors? What are the proper divisors of the 6 means in one table and the two table and third table and 6 we get 6 number, right? But you cannot take the 6 here, so you can just take 1 2 6 3 only. If you add those numbers 1 plus 2 plus 3, you will get 6. That's why 6 is a perfect number. And equivalently, this is also can be done in 2 ways. Okay, so equivalently I have written here a perfect number is a number that is of the sum of all its positive divisors including itself. For example, if you are taking as a factor of the number, then you have to take the formula 1 2 plus 6 by 2, then you will get 6 again. So this is the way you can find out. Okay, so once again I'm telling 6 is a perfect number because the factors of 6 are 1 2 3. If you add those numbers, you will get 6 again. So that is not a perfect number. Okay, if you are taking 8, let us take a 8 example. Okay, so if I am taking 8 1 2 4 other 8. Okay, so if you are adding the all the divisors, you will get 7. That means 8 is not a perfect number. Okay, because 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. Okay, in that way you need to calculate. The next perfect number is 28. I have given here. You can calculate in this way also. You can get this. Okay, so anyway, let me continue. So now everybody knows what is perfect number. So I will move to the program. So this can be done in so many ways. First of all, I have copied from one of the student. So let me explain. Okay, fine. Thank you, Kiran. Next. So for example, here perfect. I am giving directly function name as perfect int of input. So Miss Bhavani written like this. So this is also one of the way actually. So first of all, let me run this program, guys. So now I told 6 is a perfect number. Given number is perfect. Okay, it is displaying like this. So anyway, let me calculate perfect. That means here the function name is perfect. Int of input of enter number. So I'm getting int of input number like this. She is not taking any variable like n equal to like that. She is directly writing it like this. So this is also fine. So in enter a number, for example, the number here I am giving 6. So this 6 will be copied. That means in entire this line meaning 6. Now perfect of 6. Perfect of 6 means now 6 will be allotted to n. Now n value is 6 guys. So I have to note down like this. And sum equal to 0. So sum initially I am taking 0. Why? Because I need to add the factors. That means I need to add the divisors in one variable. So that's the reason I am taking sum equal to 0 guys. So for I in range of 1 comma n plus 1. So this is the loop taken by a particular student. So this will calculate 1 to 7. N plus 1 is 7. That means it will calculate from 1 to 6 only. You know that. Okay. You know that already. Because if you are giving 7 means it will. Okay. So why it is giving 7 plus 1? Because if you are giving 1 comma n only, it will lead up to 5 only. So so here you have to do up to 6. So that's the reason I am taking 1 comma 7. If n mod I equal to 0. So this is the main logic for finding the divisors of the particular number. You know already. Okay. So in earlier we have done so many examples related to this. Okay. So next, for if n modulus I equal to 0, n is 6 and I is 1, because the first element the I is 1 only. 6 modulus 1 equal to 0, that is 6 ones as remainder is 0, sum equal to sum plus I. The proof executed here, sum equal to sum plus I, sum is initially 0, I value is 1 guys. So 0 plus 1. Now sum value of new sum value is equal to 0. New sum value is 0. Next. 1 minute. So next, it will loop will iterate to the next iteration. Now I value becomes 2. Now I value becomes 2 because so I ranges from 1 to 7. That means iteration 1 is completed. Now it will iterate to 2. Now it will check n. N is 6. 6 modulus 2 equal to 0. 3 2 are 6. That means remainder is 0. 0 double equal to 0. Condition 2. Sum plus equal to n is sum equal to sum plus I. Sum equal here. Sum equal we are having the value like 1 here. Okay. So now 1 plus I value is 2. So 1 plus 2. Sum equal to 3. Okay. Next. After that again I value incremented. So now I value becomes 6. 3. I value becomes 3 because I already have 2. N modulus I equal to 0. N is 6 and I is 3. 6 modulus 3, 2 3s are 6. The remainder. Now sum equal to sum plus I. Now sum equal to 3 plus I. 3 real value is 3, I value is 3. I plus sum plus I is nothing but 6. Now again it will iterate to the I value 4. Okay, I value 4. Now it will execute. Now it will execute. 4 means now it will execute like 6 modulus 4 equal to 0. 6 modulus 4 not at all 0. It is 2 only already. Okay, 1 4 or 1 4 or 4. So remainder is 2. So the condition failed. Sum cannot be calculated here. And again it will go back. Now I value becomes 5. Again it will check the condition n mod equal to 0. N is 6, I is 5. 6 modulus 5 not at all. Condition is always false. And again it will do the incrementation part. I will be 6. Now I iterated 6. That means this is the last iteration guys. Because I ranges from 1 to 7. Now 6 modulus 6 equal to 0. Because I value 6, n value 6. 6 modulus 6 is 0. That is absolutely correct. Now sum equal to sum plus I. Now sum equal to 6 plus I. I is 12. Now I value. So some new value is 12 guys. So she is taking that number also. So that's the reason she is taking like the formula sum by 2 equal to. Because whenever you are taking the number itself is a divisor, then you need to divide it by 2, then you will get number. That means now, so for loop will be terminated. Sum by 2 means sum is 12. 12 by 2. That means it will return 6. Equal to n. 6 double equal to n. That is n is also 6. Given number is perfect. That's the I am getting given number is perfect. If you are taking any number other than 6, that means 8 or 7 or something, given number is not perfect. It will be discussed. I will copy the code. Once I will copy the code. So Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now, please? Yes, very sorry. Here climate is not good. I'm getting network disturbance. Okay. Hope you understand, guys. Thank you. Thank you. If it still happens more than 2 times, okay, I will close the session. So let me continue. Okay. Yes, it is audible. Okay, fine. But sometimes suddenly it is automatically disconnecting my internet. Okay. So hope you understand, guys. Next. So this is also one of the students submitted it from EC department. Okay. So now I would like to run this program. So instead of 6, I am giving here 28. So 28 is a perfect number. Okay. So this is it will also works like this. Okay. So how she is reading like writing this concept, I will tell you guys. Okay. So actually she uses a global sum variable here. Okay. So that means and she is taking only sum equal to n condition, not sum by 2 condition. Okay. That's the reason she is not taking n plus 1, because many students are thinking in a different way. Okay. In earlier program, global sum is not needed because it is directly calculating the value and we are printing the value. But here here she is defined like sum equal to 0. Okay. Now after that, n modulus I equal to 0, the sum will be calculated, and after that sum will be compared with the n. Okay. So this is also one of the program. This is so it is p a perfect number. She is writing like placeholder and dot format method is using. Okay. So if you like this way also, I will forward the same. You can go ahead, no problem. I'm just sending to you. Okay. Okay, fine. So can you please confirm once? Am I audible, guys? Am I audible? Please. Yeah, thank you. So actually today I would like to discuss about the lab programs. Okay. So because many of the students are not doing Portantra, so why they are not doing, I don't know actually, because I'm almost covering all the concepts in from unit 1 and unit 1 unit 2 so far, but still many of the students not doing the programs, and almost only 5 to 10% only done the work. I already shared with the same. I already shared the report also um, October 1st itself. Okay. So for example, if I'm opening Python lab status of CSC B section, only 2 students are up to 30%, Harika and Oma Devi. Remaining all are like 15%, and some students are 0% also. Okay. Almost 50% of the students are not doing the programs. Okay. So why you are not doing, I don't know actually. So because I am covering almost all the topics according to unit wise. If you know that concept, definitely you can do at least 10 programs in your lab syllabus. Okay. So that's the reason today because we are already last concept, like we are in the unit 3 last concepts only. Okay. Of course we are completed modules also, but I have to cover some modules. We already completed math modules and operator module, but we have still some modules are there. So I would like to complete that concepts also as well. So anyway, we are in the unit 3, but so far I did not discuss any single program from Python programming lab syllabus. So today I would like to discuss the Python lab programs of because actually we are having almost 30 plus programs are there. Okay. So currently, So this is the Python programming lab syllabus. So almost we have around 30 plus. Let me check it. 34. Okay. So you usually submit the lab programs by using CodeTantra account. I think many of the students already know. Our college always follows the CodeTantra for lab programs. Okay. So I will also explain in that way only. So the first question, Python programming lab question is, write a program that asks the user. Okay. Screen is not visible. So I think you have some problems, Soumya. Is my screen visible, guys? Yes, it is visible. Please check, Soumya. I think problem from your end. Okay. And I will discuss lab programs only. If any students are not interested in this, you can leave it, no problem. Okay, you can leave the session, no issue. Okay. So anyway, now I would like to discuss about the lab programs. The first program is, write a Python program that asks the user for a weight in kilograms and converts it to pounds. There are 2.2 pounds in a kilogram. Actually, he is given the question answer also there in the question itself. Okay, that means there are 2.2 pounds in a kilogram means you have to enter the weight in kilograms. You just multiply with the 2.2. That's all. That's a very simple thing only. Okay, so let me open this, and after completion of the class, I will share the program material also today. Don't worry. Okay, so this is the question actually. So Python program to convert weight in kilograms into pounds. So this is the question. Input, enter the weight in kilograms. So you have to enter the weight in kilograms. I am taking one variable called mass. Okay. So LB, that is pounds. For example, I am taking like LB equal to 2.2 into mass. This is the formula which is given in the question itself. Okay. There are 2.2 pounds in a kilogram. That means you have to multiply with that weight. That's all. The weight in LB is, you are printing LB. That's all. Simple thing only. Okay. So let me open a CodeTantra window. So I have already done all 33 programs. Okay. So I am doing a lot of efforts for you, but even though you are not completing anything. Okay. So these are very easy programs. So from 1 to 33 I have already completed in CodeTantra. Okay. Let me open one. So this is the question. Now I would like to explain. So mass equal to, okay. So mass equal to and input of enter weight in kg. Okay. So for example, the standard input I am giving 120. You will get 264.0. The hint, the formula is for the conversion is LB equal to 2.2 into kilograms. So let me run this program. Okay. So what is the input here? 120. You can give any number, not a problem at all. So 120. So the weight is LB is 264.0. So I'm getting successfully submitted like this. Okay. So once again I'm telling. So once again I'm telling the program. Here you need to enter the weight in kg. Okay. It is integer. It is integer. Okay. As already here they give 120. Okay. So if it is 2.2 into mass. Okay. Here we will not get any problem. Even though we are multiplying integer with the floating point number, you will get floating point number. Okay. So this problem will not be occur in Python, because you know already, because Python is dynamically typed language. It automatically converts based on the data type it will become. Okay. So LB equal to 2 into mass, the weight in LB is LB. So now the whatever the 120 kgs you mentioned, that will be converted into pounds. So the weight in LB is like display like 264.0. So this is the first program. It takes only 1 minute, guys. That's all. Okay. So let me open the second program. According to syllabus, I already copied the same programs. Okay. Write a program that asks, okay, that asks the user to enter three numbers, use three separate input statements. Okay. So you create variables called total and average that hold the sum and average of the three numbers and print out the values of total and average. So this is the question actually. So here question is given in a very clear manner. Okay. So we already done this as an assignment also. Even we already done almost 1 month back itself. Okay. Anyway, I would like to tell you once again. You have to read three numbers by using input statement. You have to calculate the total and average. That's all. This is very easy, guys. Okay. So now let me explain that program. So this is the question actually. So the format will be enter three values, value 1, value 2, value 3. That means you have to enter 3 values. Actually, this line is not required. Enter value 1, enter value 2 is no, that should be fine. But according to Code Tantra inputs, we have to follow, right? So you enter 3 values. So you have to read input 1, input 2. That means he is giving. I would like to write a program based on the inputs and output pattern here. Okay. You enter 3 values. So this is the print statement. Okay. I am writing here. Number 1 equal to int of input of in value 1. That means if I would like to read value 1, I have to give num1 equal to num1 or any variable a, b, c, like that. You can take any variable. That's not an issue at all. Int of input of value 1, int of input of value 2, int of input of value 3. That means it will ask 3 integers. If I am giving 90, 99, 66 like this, so what is the sum? 255. So what is the formula for finding the sum? Total equal to num1 plus num2 plus num3. Now total will be 255. So, but it will just calculate. It is not printing. I am just calculating total value and average value. So how to calculate average? Average is equal to total by 3. That means number of inputs. For example, I am taking 3 inputs here. So total by 3 we will get a average. You know already, right? So now I am printing the print total 3 values is okay. So total and here actually they need to give average. Okay. So here a should be there. 1 minute. Let me remove. Okay. So average of 3 values is, so he is asking in 5-digit format. 5-digit format means you have to give point. Okay, you have to give just okay 0.5f. Then you will get 0.50 here. We already discussed about this even in the dot format method. You are used in this way. Okay, so in C language we are used to specify like a percentage 0.5f. Here we have to use like just colon 0.5f instead of that. Okay. So now I think it is clear. So now I will run the program, and here some students may got doubt like, so why do you need total and average variable, sir? Shall we print directly here? Shall we print directly here? Okay, you can print, but according to the question we have to follow, because he clearly mentioned in the syllabus, according to JNT syllabus, create variables called total and average. Then you need to create variables. You should understand carefully. Okay, so this is the program, guys. Okay. And let me give in a 3 inputs. Now I am submitting. Enter value 1. For example, if I am giving 90, I am giving 95, I am giving 98. Total of 3 values is 283. Average of 3 values is 94.333. I am getting only 5 decimals. Okay. So according to the question I am giving. So this is the second program. So let me move to the third question. If you have any doubts, please mention in the chat box, guys. Let me move to the third question. And according to syllabus we have to follow. What is the third question? Write a program that uses a for loop to print the numbers 8, 11, 14, 17. This I think it is already done by yourself. Okay. So at the time of for loop, I have explained about the step size. Okay. So that means in for loop the first element is the starting element, and the second element is the ending element -1 actually, and the third element is called step size. By default step size is 1, and you can give any number based on your convenience. Okay, so let me open third exercise. I will share the material anyway, don't worry. So but this is not the good thing. Okay, even though I am explaining all the third units, but you are not doing lab programs means you don't have mind even. So you have to do, guys, please. Okay, so because these are very easy, because I already covered a lot of topics in terms of what are the concepts we have in syllabus. I covered each and every concept, but still some students are not doing. I don't know why it is happened like this. Okay, so anyway, let me continue. So now the next question is, it is a very easy question. That means we have to start from 8, means we have to give 8 here. We have to give 8 here. You know already, right? So because whenever for loop started from range 8, it will start from 8. If you are giving only range of 10, it will give 0 to 9 numbers. You know already. But if you want to print 1 to 10, you have to give 1, 11. We already discussed about this earlier. Okay. So if you want to print from 80 to 89, you have to give 8, 90. Now what is the difference between 8 and 11, 3? What is the difference between 14 and 11, 3? 17 and 14, this is also 3. So that's why I am giving 3 here. That's all. Now I will get all the numbers with the space. This is the very easy program, guys. I hope I already done. So, but anyway, I am explaining for the remaining students' purpose. Okay. So let me run the program in Code Tantra. So this is the question. Now here I am giving for I in range of 8 comma 90 comma 3, print I and equal to just space. Okay, so print this. Why I am giving this? Actually this is for only for new line purpose. This is not necessary actually. For according to code tantra rule, it is asking slash n. That's the reason only I have given, but that is not needed actually. Okay, so you can give only 2 lines also. It should be fine. You can run the same program. I'm just copying the code. I'm running in the spider window. I will get the answer. Okay, so that print is not mandatory, guys. So but code tantra always follows some rules, you know already, right? So that's the reason I'm just kept that side. Okay, so I'm running the program now. Now I'm getting all the values 8 to 89 with 3 is the difference. Okay, so you can check the program. So I think it is clear, guys. We'll move to the next question. So if you have any, please let me know, no problem. And I'm moving to the 4th question. So in C language and Java, for at least 2 programs and 3 programs, we have to do lab programs, and we are entering into the lab through observation, and almost for week only we are completed 1 week and 2 weeks programs only. But Python programs are very small in length compared to C and Java. You can do 10 exercises within an hour. Okay, within an hour, but still you are not maintaining proper time to complete the syllabus. Okay, so hope you understand, guys. Please do as soon as possible, because according to syllabus we are already completed 50%, more than 50% even, because we have only 5 units. We are in the last concept of unit 3. Okay, so hope you understand, and we'll go to the next question. This question is very easy, guys. So first we have to understand the question. Write a program that asks the user for their name. That means you should ask my name and how many times to print it. That means how many times you want to print your name. The program should print out the user's name the specified number of times. This is very easy. It can be done in 2 ways actually, by using for loop, by using a star operator also. Okay, so whatever you do, but here according to question of code tantra, we have to follow the code tantra rules, because whenever you are giving like Tony, how many times to print your name, like 3, Tony in new lines. That means in new lines, in the sense you cannot use the star operator for this program. Okay, so you can directly go through the for loop. That is the best thing here. Okay, so now I would like to explain the 4th program. So this is the 4th program. So what are the program? And I am writing every comment line for the program. You know already, in C language also I always use it to specify the question number as a comment line. And this is nothing but this is very much useful for the when you are writing record. You have to write a comment line like aim. You have to write a comment line like aim. That means aim is the comment line actually. Okay, so that's the reason I am specifying here. But almost 5 programs I specified. Remaining programs you can specify like that. Okay, so and all students, you must maintain the 3 notebooks. Once again I am telling, your observation book. Okay, so what I am saying, the lab programs, you have to maintain all the observation. That means from first exercise to, and you should maintain all 33 lab exercises in the syllabus. In the syllabus, for example, you should write in the first 2 pages. After that you complete the 1 by 1 exercise with output, because I am not giving the output here. If I am giving the output here, this is meaningless. Okay, still I am doing a lot of efforts for you, but you have to do with the code tantra. And don't copy code, please don't copy, even though I think it is code tantra may not allow, I think so. Okay, so some students are doing in a lot of different ways, I know. Okay, but you maintain 3 books. Second is assignment book. So third one is notebook, running notes. Okay, so assignment book some students are submitting, and some students are not submitting the assignment in the Great Learning Platform. And every time you should maintain one date. So whatever the assignment 31, for example, I am giving, you should note down the date and assignment number and your roll number also. Okay, and then post in the Great Learning Platform. Okay, please maintain that. Okay, so next let me continue. So this is a very easy program. Let me continue. So first of all, according to the question, enter your name. So I am giving input. I am giving a variable name equal to input of enter your name. Okay, that means here, for example, you are reading the values. Then you have to give input. How many times to print your name? That means here it is integer. That's why I'm taking input how many times you to print your name. So question mark I am giving like this. For I in range of count, okay, print of name. That's all. This is a very easy program. Why if I'm giving 3, that means no. So here not 3 actually. 1 minute. Here I'm writing like BVC. Here I'm writing like BVC. Okay, count. So I'm giving 3. Even I'm giving 3 or 30 times, it will give 30 also. It will give 30 BVCs also. Okay, 30 times also it will be displayed. For I in range of count, that means for I in range of 3. So for I in range of 3 means I will be iterated from 0, 1, 2. That means I iterates 3 times. You know already. Okay. Sometimes students may confuse. That means 3 means we have to give for I in range of 4. No guys, no. If you are giving like 1 comma anything, then you have to give like that. If you are giving count directly 3, then loop iterates from 0, 1, 2. That means the for loop comes 3 times. So you just write count only. Don't confuse. So the first I iterates from 0. The first I iterates from 0, print of name. That means my name will be, that means BVC will be printed one time. After that again it will go back to the for I in range. Now I value iterates to 1 because count value is 3. Now print of name BVC will be printed again second time. Okay. Now again I will be incremented to 2. So BVC again printed will third time. But loop will terminate because I value 3 iterations are completed. So this is the way you understand the concept. Okay. So let me run the code. So I'm writing BVC. 1 minute. How many times to print your name? My name is getting 5 times. Like BVC is getting 5 times. Okay. Hope you understand, guys. This can be done in different ways. I already told you guys. So for example, if you are opening like one window, spider window, let me write like print. Okay, let me write like print. If I'm giving my name equal to like okay, name equal to for example, enter the 1 minute. So I will copy this. Okay, enter your name. So now I'm giving print name star. Okay, name star count. So count is also like whatever I'm giving here. Okay, so now I'm running the program. Enter your name. I'm giving my name. I'm giving 3 times Kumar 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 like this. This is also, it will also works, but according to Code Tantra it is wrong because he is asking the pattern, because in interviews point of view also some students may get like test cases, test case 1, test case 2. That means you have to get the values line by line. So that's the reason you need to use for loop. You need to use for loop. Okay. So according to Code Tantra I'm telling. Okay. No. It won't works, Dilip. So you can run no problem because it is, there is no loop, Dilip. There is no loop. How print can be used in that way? Okay, it will be only iterated one time. So it will not be possible. Okay, so I think hope you understand, guys. Now this is the program. Now we'll continue with the next program. So far we completed four programs. How it is very easy programs, right? So I think fifth question we already done this. Okay, we use a for loop to print a triangle like the one below. Allow the user to specify how high the triangle should be. That means you have to give how many numbers, how many rows you want to print. Okay, so this should be a for loop only and triangle shape. Okay, so this is the pattern. That means stars. So I have already explained this program earlier, but I am doing the program in a different way. Okay, I'm doing this program in different way. So here I am giving like n equal to input of entry number 1 of n plus 1. Let me execute in the Code Tantra itself. First I will run the program and I will explain them. So I'm giving 5. I'm getting 5 rows like this. Okay, triangle like. So star, 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 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars. That means in single line, in the first line we have to get 1 star, and that means first row contains only 1 star. Okay. So hope you understand, guys. Let me move it. Okay. So first n equal to int of input of entry number. Okay. I'm giving 5 only. I'm giving 5 only because according to answer I'm giving already. So let me write it here. So this is 5. Now this is 5 means n value is 5. N value is 5. Next, for I in range of 1 comma n plus 1. For I in range of 1 comma n plus 1 means, so 1 comma 6. 1 comma 6 means 1 to 5 only. You know already, right? So 1 to 5 actually. 1 comma 6 means 1 to 5. That means the first iteration of I is 1 only. It will start from 1. Then for j in range of I. That means j in range of I value is 1. So the j in range of 1 means j will be iterated only for one time. J in range of 1 means actually j value is 0. You know already, guys. Here I am giving range of 1 parameter only. Range of 1 means it will take j equal 0. That means j iterated only one time. Print star. That means this star will be printed and equal to, I'm not giving any space because according to the question, they are not giving any space. You can check here, star, star, star directly. Okay, there is no space. So I'm not giving any space and equal to like that. Okay, I'm just printing and equal to empty space. Okay, just empty. And that means only single quotation I am opening and closing. Then after that, so this loop will be failed because j equal to 0 means j only iterated one time. Then it will be failed. Now it will go to the print. This is called slash n. This is called slash n. That means it will be entered into the new line. After this part, inner for loop is completed, it will go to the outer for loop iteration. Outer for loop started from 1 to 6. So ith iteration 1 is completed. Now I shift to 2. Now for j in range of 2. Now j in range of 2 means j will be iterated 2 times, that is 0 and 1. I already guys, j in range of, for example, if you are giving 10 means you will get the values from 0 to 9. In the same way, j in range of 2 means I value is 2. Okay. So I value is 2. So that's the reason j iterates from 0 and 1 only. The first j equal to 0 means print star will be printed. Here the first star will be printed. After there is no space I am giving. Okay. There is no space I am giving. Again it will go back to the jth iteration. Now j iteration 0 is completed. J will be shifted to 1. Now print star will be printed. That means again star will be printed like this. Then, so j iterations are completed. Again it will go to the print. That means again it will enter into the new line. Now 1. I iteration 1 is completed and 2 is completed. Now I iterates to 3 because I have given condition 1 comma 6. 1 comma n plus 1 means loop will iterate from 1 to 5. That means we will get 5 rows. So now for j in range of 3, the j in range of 3 means now j iterates 3 times, 0, 1, 2. That's why I will get 3 stars. So in the same way remaining also will get. Okay. I think hope you understand definitely, guys. So this is the program for printing the star pattern by using for loop. Okay. So this can be done in so many ways. Some students send the answers in different ways when I asked you. So let me open it. So this can be asked in, like, for example, if you're giving like this also, it will be happen. Don't worry. But some students are asking like this way. Okay. So for x in range of, here I am giving like this. Okay. So here I have to give I only. 1 minute. So let me run this. What type errors? 1 minute. Okay. So actually some students send the answer like this. Yes, I already removed. Okay, I know. But here some students are asking the question you can also do in this way. I like that. So I'm getting 3 stars. I'm giving 4. So I think hope you understand, guys, why I'm not doing like this. But even though we are getting like this, you have to give again like you have to give like I plus 1 like that. Okay. So that means it will be work for only particular numbers. For example, directly you need to give again 4 number of rows like that. again you have to write like this. Okay, but it is the better way, I think, because if you understand in this way, you can do a lot of programs in the same way. Because if you want to print I value like 1 1 2 1 2 3, you just remove star. Instead of that, you can give ij, then you will get the values of 1 1 2 like that, 1 2 2 3 3 like that. That's the reason why I'm practicing in this way. But some students send the answer like that way. I'm telling in that way. Okay, so but don't follow, guys, because that is not actually the logic actually, but that's the simplest technique. If you are telling in interview point of view in that way, that is good, no problem, that is good. Okay, so try to do in this way only. And so far we have covered 5 concepts, and 5 are very easy. Okay, so you know, guys, so that's why I'm telling that you have to do the program. So anyway, let me continue the 6th question. Generate a random number between 1 and 10. Ask the user to guess the number and print a message based on what they get it right or not. So actually this is very easy question, guys. This is simply like, for example, for practicing the conditional statements like that, they are giving this question actually. Okay, so I will tell you anyway. So that means, for example, if you're using while loop here, you can use while else also. You know, I already told a very good example like for else. For else, for example, if you're giving a password 3 times, if you're giving a password 3 times, okay, um, so if it is like secret, I already told you for else problem. Okay, so in the same way, you can also use while else. I am discussing the example with while and else. You can also do in this program in different ways. That's not an issue, because according to the test cases of Code Tantra, we have to follow the test cases. That means the question itself says 1 and 10. You already know, guys. Okay, that means if you are giving the number within the range of 1 to 10, it is just display like well guessed. That's all. You say guessed any message, whether it is right or not. Okay, if you're not giving in the within the range, if you're giving 12, if we are giving enter a number, enter a guess again. For example, that is not the good guess actually. That's the reason it is again asking that enter a guess again. Okay, that means if I am giving 13, this is also not in the range of 1 to 10. Okay, now enter the guess again. It will be displayed like this. That means you have to use while loop or for loop, whatever it may be, but while loop is the better thing in this program. Okay, so because I am using in a different way, so you can use for loop also. That's not an issue at all. So because here range cannot be known, but means you can give any number. That's the reason I'm telling in this way. Okay, so if you're giving a single digit number like within 1 to 10, that is in the range of 1 to 10, well guessed, then it will display. That means our program will be stopped in that way. So according to the test cases of the Python, that means Code Tantra, we have to follow this way. But if you can do the program not only in this way, but for Code Tantra only you are doing in this way. That's all. Okay, because whenever you are asking like 1 and 10, if you're giving 1, yes, your guessed number is 1. Okay, for example, if you're guessing 100, your guess is exceeded, you just give any message like that also. Okay, that is also fine, guys. It can be easily done using if also. Okay, he did not mention anything in the question. Okay, he did not mention anything in the question. Okay, you can do in lot of ways, but according to Code Tantra, we have to follow the loop condition. Now I am giving the answer, guys. A equal to input enter a number, input of enter a number. So now I am giving any number, like for example, if I am giving 15, if I am giving 15, now it will check while, so 15 greater than 10 condition is true, or 15 less than 1. So this condition is false, but still it executes this condition, because or means either of the condition is true, then it will execute. That means according to the question, we have to follow from 1 to 10 only. That means if you are exceeding the 10, or if you are giving less than 1, that means you are giving 0 or minus 1, whatever it may be. That means your guess is wrong actually. That means you don't want to enter that number. Then it will display a equal to input to enter guess. That means enter you have to guess again. You have to guess again, because that is not in the range of 1 to 10. Okay. So now 15 is a 15 greater than 10 is condition true. Enter a guess again. That means you have to enter a number again. Okay. So for example, if I am giving 51 here, if I am giving 51 here, now again it will execute while loop. 51 is greater than 10, condition true. Again enter a guess. It will be displayed like this. Now I will enter the number in between 1 to 10. If I am entering number 3, it will 3 greater than 10, condition is false. 3 less than 1, condition is false. It will execute the else statement, well guessed. That means, so our guess is correct, and we are guessing the number from 1 to 10 only. So it will works like this. So let me execute it in the same way. Now I am giving 15. Enter a number, enter a guess again. For example, 51 I am giving. Enter a guess again. For example, if I am giving 3. Now well guessed. So it will be displayed like this, guys. Okay, according to the Code Tantra test cases I am giving, but you can do this program in different ways. Okay, because we instead of well guessed, if you're printing like well guessed, then your guessed number is 7. If you're displaying like that, it will be very good actually. But they are giving that like that, so that's the reason only I am explaining the code in that way in my material. I will forward the material after completion of the class. Don't worry. Okay, so you just put a good observation book and all the programs, and you should write the 2 outputs for every program. You should write 2 outputs for every program. Once again I am repeating. Next, coming to the 7th question. So coming to the 7th question, I think we almost completed 6 examples up to 33 out of 34. Okay, so actually my target is we have to complete today by 10. Actually at least I have to complete 10 exercises. Okay, so let me continue, guys. Now the next question is 7. So this is actually they are giving some questions but are not meaningless actually. So if it is very meaningful, then we can do a lot of exercises regarding this. Okay, so they are giving some questions in a very like funny. So next example you can see, write a program that asks the users for 2 numbers. You have to enter 2 numbers and prints close if the numbers are within 0.001 of each other and not close otherwise. So you see, like even question is also not understandable in a proper format. I think that's the reason some students are also not doing, and they are left the questions and they are comfortable with some questions, so they are doing in that way. I already checked every program how second CSC students are doing. So which exercises are they are doing? I checked everything. Okay. So anyway, let me write it according to Code Tantra. We have to follow, right? So we will move to the according to Code Tantra. So according to his test cases, we have to follow them. Okay. So the question is very easy actually. He is given the question like you have to give 2 numbers, first number to second number. What is the difference between these 2 numbers? So we have to follow the difference. If it is getting 0.001, okay, if the numbers are within 0.001, then you have to display close message. Close is the print message. Okay, if it is exceeded the 0.001, then you have to display not close. Okay, that means what is the difference between 1.0 and 0.002? So it is not at all 0.001. So it will display not close. For example, if I am displaying 4.001, 4.002, what is the difference between both of them? Can you please answer in the chat box? What is the difference between, difference mean 4.002 minus 4.001 or whatever it may be. You can take anyway, either 4.001 minus 4.002 or 4.001 minus 4.002. So yes, 0.001, not 0.01. So 0.001. That means you have to get the message like a close. Okay, you have to get the message like a close. So this is the way he is giving the question. So so this is just for understanding the like concept of if else. Okay, for example, if you want to understanding about the if else conditions, we can have so many examples. But here the question is not meaningful, I think. Okay, so I am giving daily assignments, so I am giving you a lot of examples for your understanding purpose, but they are very important and they are very meaningful also. Yesterday I have given a perfect number. Many of the students don't know about what is a perfect number and all, but I have given some explanation regarding that. So it is meaningful then. But here I am giving a program like this. I am entering float only because we are entering the float because according to the question 0.001 means we have to read the values from float. Here I am giving the condition like ABS. What I am giving ABS means, just now I told you even 4.002 minus 4.001 or 4.001 minus 4.4002, we will get the difference only 0.001. ABS stands for, ABS is a absolute function. If ABS of -1 always returns +1, you know already, ABS is nothing but absolute value. Okay, that's the reason he is giving like if condition like ABS of A minus B, I am giving like this. Okay, why I am giving less than or equal to 0.01? Okay, why I am giving less than or equal to 0.01? For example, if I am giving 0.001, it is equal. If I am giving 0.000 also, it will get close message. If it is difference, example like 1.1 difference or 0.1 difference, you will get not close message. That is the only difference. Here why I am giving a minus b means I am just doing the difference of two numbers. According to the question, they are not asking the difference, but according to the code tantra, I am giving the example like this. Okay, so I hope you understand. Now let me give a values like submit. I will give the number like 5.000 no 001 5.002 close. So that means I am getting the correct message. Now let me run it again. So what is the question number actually? 7. Because once we submit the example in Code Tantra, we cannot have a chance to run again. That's the reason I'm refreshing the page again. Okay, so because it will get next message. Next is nothing but we have to move to the next question. If I'm giving 5.2548 like this, if I'm giving 2.14, if you have the difference, it is almost 3 point, but it will get the message like not close. Okay, so now I don't have the chance to run again. That's the reason I am getting next button here. Okay, I'm not getting submit button. So this is the question, guys. I will send the material, don't worry. Next question. So now this is meaningful question. According to my thinking, okay, 8th and 9th questions are very important in entry point of view, according to my view, my point of view. Because so I always use it to check the previous papers of MNCs, various companies. So we are conducting the placement drives in our college, you know. So according to my knowledge, I am telling 8th and 9th are very important questions. So some questions are very good in meaningful also. Okay, even if I am giving 1 and 10, I am giving a guess. What is the problem? What is the user for that? Okay, that means if you have the meaning in it, that is very good question actually. So let me continue with the 8th question. So this is very easy, guys. Now I will tell you how to do this program. First of all, before going to explanation, I would like to tell one more concept. Okay, so write a program that asks the user to enter a word and prints out whether that word contains any vowels. So this is easy, guys, actually. Okay, that means you have to enter a word. For example, if I am giving my name Kumar, okay, if I am giving my name Kumar, my name contains vowels like A, E, I, O, U are the vowels you know already. Here U is a vowel, A is a vowel. Okay, so that means you have to display a message. Your string does not, your string contain vowels. That's all. If I am giving like, for example, if I am giving like one message like let me give any message. What is the, for example, I am giving like what is other than A, I, O, U. So let me give any example, guys. So sky, I think sky. Okay, oh, yes, very good. Raja Ambati, thank you. Okay, sky, fry. Okay, these are the various examples. Okay, fry. Okay, sky. So these are the various examples of means on AI voice vowels are not there in strings. Then you will get a message like so you will get the message like there is the string does not contain vowels. Okay, so this is the question. This is very useful question. This is very meaningful question actually. So anyway, that's fine, guys. 1 minute. Now my question, according to my question, how we can write this program? First of all, okay, so you should think you have to check every character. You have to check every character. That means we want to use for loop. That's better because according to while loop, it cannot compare with the strings actually. For example, in strings for in I already told one example. For I in Python, I have given one example here because for loop can be worked with strings also. If you are giving for I in Python print I, then you will get your Python like Python like that. Okay, that means you know already. That means you can use the for loop with the strings. So that means for loop is the best first of all. And how to write a program to check whether the vowel is there or not. It is very easy, guys. We have some operators. So according to Python operators, we have some extra operators like I don't want to reveal the operator. By using one operator, we can do this program. Can you please tell me in the chat box which operator it is? Yes, very good, Yashashwini. Very good. So Yashashwini, you are 100% correct. Third is CSC student. So Soumya and first is CSC student. So plus Soumya. Very good. Venkatrao, that is absolutely correct. So we have to use one keyword, actually keyword. So that keyword is actually we are having the same keyword in as like operators. So I would like to give it some guess, because only 5 students have responded in the chat box. About what are the various identity operators. What are the various identity operators? Identity operators are like, but is, already is. In the same way, we have one more operator regarding in Python. Okay, so what are the operators? Can you please, remaining students also please guess? Yes, 31. Sai Teja, correct answer. Yes, Durga, 524, that is correct answer. So first is CST students are not responding, as second CST students. Yes, very good Harshita, excellent. I think many students are very dull today because of examinations favor, I think so. So I am revealing the answer because some students are very not inactive today. I am telling the answer is in. In is a membership operator. If you are checking any string with in, you can easily find out whether it is there, it will return true. If it is not there, it returns false. You know that already. Okay. So let me execute it. Let me open this program. This is a very easy question actually. So this is the 8th question. So this is the answer actually. str equal to input enter any string. For example, I am giving sky. I am giving sky. There is no vowel in this. Here I am using a list. Vowels equal to, for every character you need to give in double quotes or single quotes in Python, A-E-I-O-U. But here I am writing capital A, small a also. Why? Because some students may got doubt like, if I am giving Kumar in capital letters, what will happen, sir? So you will ask those questions also. I know. So U is a capital letter and A is a capital letter. That means if I am giving a small letters also, it will get like the strings, the given string contains vowels. You have to display like this message. That's the reason I am taking capital A, small e, capital E. In this way, I am giving all A, E, I, O, U letters. And vowel flag. Vowel flag is like a counting variable. Okay. By default, I am assigning to 0. For X in str. For X in str is nothing but, for X is a variable. It takes sky. Sky means, first of all, X will take only character S. Then, if X, what is X? S. If S is in vowels, S is there in vowels. If it is true, it returns true. That means if S is there in this list, but vowels does not contain 6 S letter. Okay, that means it returns false. False means again it will not execute these 2 lines. It will execute to the next for, that means next iteration, because X equal to S here. Now it will shift to K, because X will be iterated to next character. So K means now X equal to K. K in vowels. K is not there in vowels. Okay, because K is not there. That means it returns false. False, again it will go back to the for X in str. Now it will take Y. Y in str. That means Y in vowels. Y is not there in vowels. So vowel flag only default is 0 only. Okay. Now, so all 3 letters are completed. So now if vowel flag is 0. If of 0 means else part will be executed. The given string does not contain vowels will be printed. Okay. So this is the way you understand. For example, if I am giving my name Kumar like this. Okay. Kumar like this. Okay. For X in str, first time X equal to K will be stored like this. Okay. So after K in vowel iterated again. Now X value taken like U. Whenever U value is taken in X, it will check X in vowels. That means X value is U. U in vowels. U in vowels. Vowels is there in U. Here U is smaller, capital, whatever it may be. So it is matching. Then vowel flag equal to 1. That means counter is incremented to 1. So after that I am giving break. Break means if one of the letter is vowel, we no need to check with the other letters. Break means it will skip from the for loop, because break is a keyword which use it to exit the particular iterations. You know already. Okay, it will exit from the for loop. Now it will go to the if vowel flag. Now vowel flag is 1. If of 1 means condition true. The given string contains vowels will be displayed. You understand, guys? So now let me run this code. Before going to that, I would like to write a single line. For I in Kumar, print I. I already explained this concept actually, but once again I am telling for your understanding purpose. Here also in is also a keyword. You know, first of all, you should understand this is very important. This is also in. In means it will also check for each character. Now let me print this line. Now I will get KUMAR like this. Now I will get KUMAR like this. That means I takes the K first letter. After iteration it will take U. After iteration it will take M like that. So that's the reason our program will be working like this. Okay. So let me continue with the 9th exercise. 9th or 8th? 8th only. Okay. So I am submitting entry string. I am giving my name Kumar. The given string contains vowels. Okay. So this is the way you understand. Now I am again opening the 8th exercise. Now I am giving sky. The given string does not contain vowels. So this is the way you understand. Okay. Next. Actually, for climate changes onwards, I think many students are absent today because of so many students not done the core tantra assignments. I am discussing today actually. Almost 100 students absent today. 100 students. But still I am telling actually my target is to complete 10 exercises. Okay. Even though climate is not good for me also, I am also facing the issue. Okay. But please wait 5 to 10 minutes. I will complete the 10th exercises up to today only. Okay. So please guys, shall I continue? Because my target is to complete at least 10 exercises today. Okay. Because I don't want to explain actually, but for some students are not doing in that way, that's the reason. And this is also very important program in a special interview point of view. So the question is very easy. So please read the 9th question. Thank you guys. Thanks for your confirmation. Write a program that asks the user to enter 2 strings of the same length. And you have to enter the same 2 strings with same length. Okay. That means if I am giving like Python is 5-letter word. PYTH, oh, 6-letter word. Okay. Python is a 6-letter word. And if I am giving BVCITS, that is also same 6-letter word. The program should then check to see if the strings are of the same length. So first it should check whether the strings are in the same length or not. Then we can use simple method like len. Okay. If they are not, that means if they are not in the same length, the program should print an appropriate message and exit. Okay. So tomorrow we don't have class because of Sunday. Okay. So please listen guys. I will take within 10 minutes I will close. Okay. The program should print an appropriate message and exit. Actually I would like to take tomorrow also, but some students are having examinations. Okay. So I know. So you have to prepare a lot and don't fear guys, because examinations will be there definitely. Okay. So please prepare well. Okay. If they are not, the program should contain an appropriate message and exit. Okay. So that means if it is not the proper length, that means both strings are different length, so you can exit the program. If they are of the same length, the program should alternate the characters of the 2 strings. For example, if you are entering ABCDE, capital ABCDE, you have to give them output like A small a, B small b, C small c, like that. That means, for example, if I am entering like Python, so like you can take any alternative, that's not an issue. You can take either first string or last string. I'm taking BVCITS. You have to print the output like PB, okay, YV, TC, like that. That means this is the first letter. After that, this letter will be printed. That after YV like this. Okay. So this is the concept actually. Hope you understand, guys. Now I will explain the program. So enter the first string if I am giving ABCD, ABCD like that. Okay. Here it is mentioned that you can enter any string if it is it is not related to this is first string, this is second string. Okay. So he is not mentioned anything in the question. That's the reason he clearly mentioned in the code tantra. If you are taking the first string ABCD capital and second string ABCD small, you will get the message like this. Okay. So for example, if in the second string like code tantra here and second string all the small letters, capital C, small c, capital O, small o, it will be displayed like this. Okay. For example, if you are giving like a different length, that means same length. If you are giving same length, that is fine. For example, if you are giving different length, aeroplane. This is 4-letter word. This is 5-letter word. Strings are of different length and exit the program. That's all. This is simple program actually. Okay. So this is the concept actually, guys. Now I am running the program. Enter two strings with same length. So first of all, this message will be printed as it is on the screen. str1 equal to enter first string. If I am giving like BVC, if I am giving like a BVC, okay. So the first letter, first thing is a BVC, capital BVC. If I am giving a small BVC only, okay, and str2 equal to second string. str2 is capital BVC. So here I am giving S1, here I am giving S2. If len of str1 not equal to str2, len str2, that means if both strings are not in equal length, if these are the length of str1 is a predefined method, predefined function in Python. Len returns a length of the given string. BVC is 3-letter word, that is it returns 3. 3 not equal to 3 because both are the same. 3 not equal to 3, condition false. Strings are of different length, it will not be printed. If I am giving BVC, if I am giving BVC ITS, that message will be printed as strings are of different length. And now again it will go to the else part. Final string, I am taking an empty string, final string like that. For I in range of len of str1. Now it will I iterates from 0 position. That means length of str1 is 3. So that means I equal to started from 0. I started from 0. Now final str equal to final str plus. That means final str plus means final str is empty string. Now empty string plus str1 of I plus str2 of I. What is str1 of I? str1 of I is nothing but str1 of 0. str1 of 0 is small b. So small b plus str2 of 0. That means both positions are starting from 0 only, right? Because string index always from 0 to n minus 1. Now b plus capital B. So now output will be BB. B is small letter and B capital letter. Okay? Because B plus B is BB. Then it will iterate the for loop again. I in range of len of str1. That means length I will be taken like from 3 means it will take from I value now 1. Because I iterates to 0 iteration is completed, now I will to 1. Now final str contains BB. Now final str equal to final str plus means BB plus BB is there already because in earlier example it is space only. BB plus str1 of I. Now I value is 1. str1 of 1 is V. Here small v plus str2 of I, that means capital V. That means the output will be BB, V, small v, capital V. I hope you understand, guys. Now again I value will be incremented to 2. Then it will print a small c. That means it will be added to capital C. Then you will get the BB, VV, CC like that. Okay. So that means I iteration is completed for up to 2 because length of 3 means. You can take length of str2 also, that's not an issue at all. And merged string equal to final str. If you are giving comma, also, that is fine. If you want to add string, you can give plus also. That is also one of the things is there in Python. That's the reason I have given plus here. Okay. So here plus is like a concatenation. You can give comma also, that's not an issue at all. And let me run this code. Now I am giving first. So both are same length, capital BVC, small BVC. It is getting like this. I hope you understand, guys. So this is the question. So I would like to tell you. Next, if I am giving in a different length, let me check. So we have actually in C language we have like exit function. Exit function is there in C language. Okay, so we have the exit function in Python also. Okay, according to the question, he is telling that appropriate message and exit. So exit means it will be automatically exited actually. So this program will works without exit also. But if you want to exit, you just give exit just bracket. That's all. So this is also there in Python. You can just give exit. Exit is a function which exit the particular condition. Whenever the strings are of different length, it will automatically exit. Okay, even if it is not there also, it will exit automatically, but according to the question I am giving like this. Okay, so if I'm giving saving button now, so I'm just running the program. Now I'm giving BVC. Now I'm giving BVC ITS. I'm giving Kumar. Both are different length. BVC ITS is 6 letter, Kumar is 5 letters. Strings are of different length. So all test cases are successful. This is the way you understand. Next question. The last question, this is only 2 lines program. Okay, I will take hardly 3 minutes. So the question is, write a program that asks the user for a larger integer and inserts comma into the according to the standard American convention for commas in large numbers. For instance, if the user enters 1 lakh, you have to, the output should be 1 comma 000 0 0 like that. I think question is very easy, guys. So actually we have a concept like earlier I had discussed about the how to print a reverse of a string. You already know that. For example, if I am giving like s equal to, if I am giving like str equal to Kumar. Okay. So if I would like to print a reverse of the string s of colon -1 colon -1. You know already, I have already explained this. Actually. So str is a string actually. So 1 minute, still it is getting error, unexpected indent. Okay. So here I need to give this. Okay. So let me run this, guys. So for example, if I am running this code, I am getting the reverse characters. My name is getting in reverse order. I already explained this reverse of a string. This is the actually reverse of the string. So str colon -1. In this way, we are having one more concept like so how to add comma like this. Okay. So it is just very easy. So let me run it in the our window only. So this is the question actually. We are using dot format method. I'm just instead of square bracket, I'm just giving brackets, that means curly braces, colon, comma. This is a new concept actually. If you are not doing this example, this is fine, but still some students are doing, even pattern programs are also not doing. This is a new concept. If you are not doing this program, I know you are not aware of this concept actually. Okay, so let me run this code. If I am giving 10,000, you have to print like 10 comma 000. That means number with comma separator is 10 comma 000. That means it is like just like American format you already used in the mathematics. Okay, let me run the program again. Okay, so I'm giving 1 2 3 4 5 6 like this. I'm getting like this. Okay, according to the question, he is giving the question 6 zeros like this. He is getting like this 1 comma 000. Okay, I think it is clear. So this is not this is predefined. You don't need to remember this, guys. Just now I did like this reverse number. You just give curly brace, colon, comma. That's all. But here you have to give dot format. Okay, you just give dot format method. Okay, next. So 1 minute, I will execute the same in the code tantra. So this is up to 10 exercises, guys. So this is just 2 lines only. Now I'm running the program. If you're giving 100, it will not get anything. It will not get anything. Okay. If it is more than 10,000 like that only, then only it will display like that. Okay. So it is getting like that. If I'm giving only 100, it will not print anything. If I'm giving F9 here, if I'm printing 10 or 100, whatever it may be, it is getting 10 only. Because you cannot give 10 comma like that. You know already, right? So don't ask such questions. So this is very easy. Just I'm giving curly brace, colon, comma. That's all. And we are using x, dot format of x. X is nothing but whatever the value you are taking input. Here if you are giving like n, then you need to give n here. That's all. That's not a problem at all. Okay, so you just run the program again, then you will get not only 10,000, you can give any number. Okay, that's not a problem. Okay, So any number you will get the message like this. Okay. So this is the comma separated like this. So just give curly brace comma, curly brace and colon comma. That's all. So this is the very easy logic. So this is up to 10 exercises, guys. Out of 33, 34, we have already covered 10 exercises today. These are very easy questions. Within 1 hour 20 minutes, I have covered all the concepts. Okay. So please try to do all the programs which are familiar to you, which are easy understandable for you. Okay. So thank you guys. Sorry for taking extra time. Tomorrow is a holiday due to Sunday. So you can take the rest and you can study the concepts of 1, 2, and as well as whoever having final students, so you can read the third is second some subjects as well. Okay. So thank you all of you. Stay home, stay safe. If you have any doubts, I will be wait here up to 7 o'clock. You can ask any questions. So otherwise you can leave. Thank you. So I will upload the material. So please maintain the proper observation book, everyone. So actually my Wi-Fi was stopped suddenly. I'm conducting the class through mobile only today. So everything is fine. So only one time it was exited. So now it's fine. Thank you. Thank God. Okay. Nobody is asking any doubts. I think everybody is understanding the concepts. So thank you everyone. Stay home, stay safe, read well. Okay, bye bye guys. Stay home, stay safe. Take care, all of you. I'm ending the session. We will meet you on Monday.